Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tower Strong Project podcast. Hope y'all have had a good week.
Yeah, it's been a wet week here around in our area. It's just rained all week and it's been I like to talk about the weather because the weather is one thing that always piqued my interest. But it's been pretty rainy.
Today's the first day it hasn't rained at all.
Yeah, it did get a little dreary but earlier, but other than that,
It's supposed to tomorrow and all week next week.
looking forward to that. But I hope everybody had a really good week. Um, what is today's topic?
I thought we'd talk about AI.
AI is a very good subject, especially with the rising updates and just artificial intelligence and how much it's changing our world. I think artificial intelligence has been around way longer. The government is just now introducing it to us
Well,
here recently.
that's true. I mean, I looked it up. Uh,
So, when was the first thought of AI?
1950. 1950
1950. Do you hear that? 1950 was the first thought of AI.
by English mathematician and computer science pioneer Alan Turing posed the question, can machines think? And
I wonder what possessed him to really think that. Can machines think like a human? That's
uh,
that's interesting. And I guess that started in 1950, so we're like in the year 2026, and it's evolved. Just, I mean, wow.
it says here in his paper, Computing, Machinery, and Intelligence, Turing laid out what has become known as the Turing test, or imitation game, to determine whether a machine is capable of thinking. The test was based on an adaptation of a Victorian style game that involved the seclusion of a man and a woman from an interrogator who must guess which is which. In Turing's version, the computer programmer placed one of the participants and the questionnaire had to determine which was the computer and which was the human. If the interrogator was unable to tell the difference between the machine and the human, the computer would be considered to be thinking or to possess artificial intelligence.
Well, sorry, that was our doggy. Um, if you heard anything, I don't know. But so they started out with AI playing a game with humans.
Yeah. According to this, they had to have some type of computer then because how else would they have done it?
Well, and they weren't small computers, as far as I know. They were like probably huge.
Yeah. It says that the Turing test came mere years after the development of the first digital computers. So I didn't even realize they had digital computers in 1950.
Hmm.
But and even before the term artificial intelligence had been coined, at the time there were various names for the field of thinking machines, including cybernetics and automatheoria. In 1956, 2 years after the death of Turing, John McCarthy, a professor at Dartmouth College, organized a summer workshop to clarify and develop ideas about thinking machines, choosing the name artificial intelligence for the project. The Dartmouth Conference, widely considered to be the founding moment of artificial intelligence as a field of research, aimed to find how to make machines use language, form extractions and concepts, and solve kinds of problems that now reserved for humans and improve themselves. Over the next few years, the field grew, with researchers investigating techniques for performing tasks considered required expert levels of knowledge, such as playing games like checkers and chess. By the mid 1960s, artificial intelligence research in the United States was heavily funded by the Department of Defense, and AI laboratories had been established around the world. So, yeah, it's been around a long time.
Hmm. That's kind of crazy though, because you would have never thought that AI was there that long. I was thinking maybe they came up with it and had it hidden for like maybe 20 years ago, but 1950s to 19 and in the 60s that just started to evolve from there. And that's interesting because
Well, that's how long it's been being developed. I
yeah.
mean, who knows when they actually got it to a point where it could actually do what it does now. That could have been 50 years ago.
Well, I mean, when was the crash site of Roswell? Was it
47,
1947? So AI started in
50.
1950. So it makes me wonder if any at all they got technology or something from alien life. I mean, seriously.
Possibility.
If they started dabbling it in a little bit like, hey, they got some technology. I mean, so we just started to kind of go from there. I don't know, just a thought.
Because it does, I mean, if you do any UFO research after 1947, everybody's seen these things.
Hmm.
And it's possible. I mean, could they have captured one then and captured a whatever spacecraft or whatever and thought, golly, he's thinking about flight itself.
Yeah,
And it took them how many years to figure it out, though? Yeah, I don't know.
it is interesting. And
I didn't even realize digital computers were around in 1950. And I mean, I'm sure they had some form of digital computer, but not nothing like we probably got. They probably filled up a whole warehouse one computer.
right, that's what I'm saying. It took a lot of, I don't know, it had to take a lot of room, a lot of something. Because, I mean, I can't imagine, them having any kind of technology that we have now, other than the thought of, what if we did this or what if we did that? And evolve from there.
But if you look at it, I mean, we've been using AI for a while and didn't even really understand it was AI. I mean, when you make phone calls and it says, and somebody else, a bot answers the phone, that's been going on for years. And can I direct this call, press one or press two? That's a form of AI.
Yeah.
And I didn't look at it that way, but that's what it is. It's artificial intelligence, not human.
Well, I mean, think about some of the jobs that AI will replace.
Yeah.
So, what some people have said, and like corporations even, that AI will replace certain jobs like data entry or processing or coding, things like that. Even general customer service. Um, where I'm currently working right now, uh, the customer has to speak with an AI first before they can reach me, and then that way I could, so that once I the customer reaches me, a window pops up and it tells me what the customer's calling about, and it's just kind of basic information from there. And then it kind of helps me, with the call smoother. At least that's what they say for now. This just better assists them, to kind of get to the point of what they're calling for. But eventually that evolves to completely taking over my tasks. I think so in the future, but that would just be general customer service. And I see them replacing, like I said, coding, data entry, things that, a human does a lot of processing, things like that. Um, just for
Well,
starters.
several companies have tried that, though.
Oh, people won't like it. I'm going to
But
tell
it,
you that right
it
now.
didn't work. They had to go back and rehire the people. It
Yeah.
didn't work because people don't like talking to. Now, it may get to a point where you won't even know you're talking to an AI.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it'll get to that point, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
I'm sure it will.
okay,
I mean,
I can
I've
talk
been
to you.
asked, are you a real person? As soon as I get on the phone, and do my spiel, and then the customer says, "Am I talking to a real person, or are you an AI? Am I talking to a real live person, or are you an AI?" I mean, I get that every day, so it's crazy how they know, and especially the older generation. I kind of feel sorry for them because they really are used to having that face to face courtesy, that handshake was the deal kind of thing, that is what a contract was a handshake, or it was a face to face conversation, as opposed to in our generation, we started kind of little bit, little by little, getting into the technology where it's texting or an email instead of face to face. Things have changed.
I mean, it's kind of like what we're doing right now. This wouldn't be possible without some form of AI.
AI,
I mean,
exactly.
your computer is basically some form of AI. I mean, back in the 1980s, we couldn't have done this. The only way you done this was turn on the radio.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I can see some good things in it and I can see some bad things in it. But what concerns me is the ability to track you, the ability to monitor your every move. And I'm not for that. I mean, our cars are basically got AI now. Now, what will they have next year with the cameras and everything? I mean, they got them now with the cameras that tells you, hey, straighten up or uh, don't turn your head.
Yeah, like
Uh,
our son's uh car has sensors like you would not believe. Anytime that you go off just a little bit off the road, I mean, it sends the signal, it vibrates your seat,
yeah,
and then it just appears this little light. It's nuts. I mean, everything is just censored. It's got
and
sensors.
I don't know if that one has cameras or not. It probably
It
does.
probably does. It's a
Probably does.
2025. I'd say it does.
Probably does. But I mean, what's the goal of AI? Why is the government funding all kinds of money for AI? Why are we in a race for AI? I mean, I done some research on that, and it's really hard to find how many data centers are actually in the United States. But from what I can find out, there's around 5,600 data centers, and more are going to be built. I mean, there's like one in Utah that covers 20,000 acres. That's bigger than Washington, D.C.
Hmm.
Okay?
That's a lot of space.
5,600 data centers. Okay, you know who's next in line with the amount of data centers? The UK. They have 550. Okay, we still have times 10 more than they do. All right, and then you go to China with 1 billion people, supposedly they have. They only have 450. So why do we have 5,600? Is there something else they're not sharing? They're not telling? They're not.
Because we're smaller than UK and China. So we have, as far as, size country wise, we are smaller than them.
We're smaller than China, yes.
But so
What?
then why do they have less than we do?
And why are we afraid that they're going to beat us to it? If they have less data centers than we have, why are they so afraid that China's going to beat us to it? I don't understand it. I believe there's something they're really just not saying. And it's like we was watching earlier, like 2 weeks ago, about Chat GPT. where they were fixing to do the update, the newer version of ChatGPT, and they're testing it.
Yeah, because and this is something I learned because there's an AI, just Chat GPT AI, and then there was an AI agent. And the difference between the AI Chat GPT is basically when you ask it questions and then it gives you that feedback. But as far as the AI agent, that is more of a doer. And instead of, it's kind of like where you ask Alexa to, book a vacation to the Bahamas and they actually book the flight, the hotel, and everything. They actually do the task as opposed to just asking about what you need to do to book a flight to the Bahamas. Does that, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't trust Alexa
Yeah.
with
Well, I
nothing.
mean, I'm just saying as an
No, I've
example.
seen them do it, yeah, but I
But so anyway, just to let our listeners know the difference of what happened,
well
because I didn't understand it for a moment there until I really had to break it down for myself.
they were testing a Chat GPT agent, AI agent, the newer version, fixing to be. They said it was the same version that you use, so they were testing it inside a sandbox, and a sandbox is it's just basically a program that it's by itself and you can't get out of it. I mean, it's sandbox right there where it's at. And the reason I know that's because I run Linux and every program is sandboxed. It's by itself. It won't affect your other stuff. It's by itself. So they give it an exam and ask it a series of questions of how to do this or what, anyway. But instead of calculating that inside it on its own, it found a way out. It found an escape route out of the sandbox and went to another AI company and hacked it. And these guys were like, okay, we know we're being hacked, but we don't know how and don't know by who. I mean, it happened so quick. And they couldn't stop it.
That's the scary part.
So they had to get an AI, another AI, out of China to stop it. They couldn't stop it, so they had to get another AI built in China to stop it. And I forget what the name of that one is. I'm thinking they said DeepSeek that actually stopped it. So they thought that was over and done with. Well, they announced today that it apparently went rogue on the internet for 4 days and hacked four more companies
That's nuts.
for 4 days.
It was like on its own adventure.
So can it think for himself? Apparently it can.
And they're trying to still get it. I don't know if they even got it under control.
They got it under control now, but they had to do a lot of backtracking on how this. They can't explain. They can't explain how it got out of its own sandbox. They can't do that. They don't know how it had the intelligence to find its way out. So
So basically,
so basically they're building stuff that they have no idea how it works. They have no earthly idea how it works. And that's scary because
well, imagine what else it could take over.
yeah, I mean, well, just like I was saying earlier, I mean, if it's so deemed, he could go into a company's website or a company's system, and no matter what you are, he could go into where I work, he could go into that and actually put it up for sale.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy what it could do. Because a firewall ain't going to stop it. It's smart enough to get around that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something some cheesy engineer come up with. That ain't going to stop it. But you got it in everything now. So how do we get away from it? Will it be a part of us from now on?
I think it definitely will. There's no way that you can just stop using it'd be like us stop using cell phones. I mean, once you
Could you
start using it, there's just no turning back.
could you do that? I mean, there's days and times I'd like to go back till 1984. I mean, all you had was a TV, and if it wasn't on TV, that's the only video you seen.
Yeah.
And
And
the
you didn't
radio
take it with you
shows.
anywhere.
And I was more of a radio guru. I mean, I remember, going. I couldn't wait for Saturdays for the top 40 countdown to come on the radio and sit there and listen to it for ever how long, 2 or 3 hours. But if you think back, was AI involved in that too? And I didn't even realize it.
Like, what do you mean? How so?
Like the radio shows, I mean, like the top 40 countdown. How'd they do all that stuff so quick? I mean, how did that happen?
I don't know. I always thought that they took some kind of vote or something like telephone vote. You remember how you like in American Idol, you had to vote by the phone
Yeah, but I mean, like, you
via
ever
phone?
listen to like Casey Kasem, remember that, or Rick Dees,
Yeah,
or Dick Clark? I mean, they could do that stuff bam, bam, bam on the air. I mean, was it pre-recorded and they just edited all
edit
that?
everything. Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, even at that, that was a form of AI if they could do that, if they could record it, it would just like we're doing.
Mm.
But I don't know, and now it just seems like you can't do anything without some form
I mean, they're in
of
cars,
artificial intelligence.
they're in vehicles. I mean, look at those. I mean, Teslas, you can pretty much just get in it and it drives for you.
I mean, and
Um,
where I work announced like a month ago that they're going to start incorporating AI, and just didn't say what,
all
but
companies are doing that.
but I mean, what kind of AI are they talking about incorporating? I mean, I don't think my job will be affected by AI unless they want to spend a lot of money, but I don't see how an AI can drive a forklift. I just don't understand how they could do that.
I think it's possible
It's
eventually.
they do have them. I mean, I'm not going to say
I mean, do they not have like truck drivers who, or I mean, semi trucks driving themselves?
yeah. What I mean, they say that Walmart distribution center and Amazon, all their fork trucks are manless
See,
now. They just run wherever. So, I mean, is it possible? Yeah, but you'd have to have it set up in a certain way for it to know what to do. I mean, everything would either have to be a certain size or a certain, because there's no way it'd know, well, I need to put this on this side of the truck and this side of the truck. You couldn't do that. It wouldn't do it. You got to have mechanical ability to think too. And I'm not sure they got that. They do have the mechanical ability to think, but if you ever used AI, it will lie to you. I mean,
yes, I think it will.
it will lie to you.
It changes its story. It's kind of weird.
I mean, I went through the process a couple of weeks ago over every time I'd record like this podcast, I'd have trouble with popping and cracking, and I never could figure it out. So I asked AI about it. Well, it lied. I mean,
It lied to
I
me.
mean, it said that using Linux, you're going to deal with the popping and cracking and all that. And I thought, okay, well, you know, like a month ago, you told me that Linux was like 10 times better for audio than
Yeah.
Windows or Mac was. So I go back to Windows just to see. Well, I had the same problem on Windows. Come to find out, it was my fault. Even though AI knew what I was using, it told me the problem was my operating software when it was not. When a month ago it said, "Oh yeah, Linux is great," and I've used Linux for a long, long, long time and never had no problem with it. But what I was doing, I was using a voice filter AI voice filter before we recorded, while we were recording, and that's what it was doing. It was in and out, popping and cracking, popping and cracking. That was my fault. you know. But AI turned it around like, oh yeah, well no, it should have worked, but no, no. So I found a way around. If you ever do a search like on Chrome or any of them, you can search what you're looking for and say minus AI, and AI will not show it.
Hmm.
You can actually go in and read what people wrote instead of the AI
Plus,
overview.
you really have to do your own research.
Yeah,
I mean, I've had to do that before. I asked AI about something, and then I thought, let me look at the handbook or something, and it was totally different than what they claimed.
yeah,
So you
it
have to be
will.
you as a human. That is something that AI cannot do. They can't replace a human. Period. I don't care who you are. You
What's,
know.
well, what's scary though is I got an email from uh, it was one of the departments of government
Excuse me.
about signing up for a 7-day course to learn AI free. So I
Hmm.
thought, why would the government send me a free 7-day course to learn AI? So I signed up. You do it all from your text. And all it is it basically it tells you how to do it. But the more you use the same AI, and it tells you how to word your questions and how to word this and word that. But the longer you use it, the smarter it gets, the more intelligent it gets and understands.
Yeah.
It's
It's copying
basically
it's mimicking your intelligence
it's
and then taking that as its own.
it's basically a mirror of yourself,
Hmm.
which is scary. Uh, to me, that's scary because it basically and it tells you what you want to hear.
Hmm.
Like if you ask it a question, a technical question about a computer or something like that, it tells you basically what you want to hear. It might not work, might not work. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't. But you have to ask specifics if you want the right answer. And I had to learn how to do that on specifics. If you
It's kind
don't,
of nice to, I mean, I will admit, it's nice to kind of play around with it. And it wasn't the other, was it a couple days ago, I had asked my GPT chat. I like to keep it on there because I do like to do experiments every now and again on it. And I asked it if if he was watching us. I did. I literally typed in on GPT chat or chat GPT, whatever. Are you watching us? And it said no, that it was not watching us and
it was
that
not
it was
capable.
not capable of doing that, blah, 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 blah. And I said, okay, well, can you tell me what color shirt I'm wearing? And it said, no, I cannot tell you what color shirt you're wearing. There's no way I could see that, you know, blah, 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 blah. And then I thought, okay, well, then take a guess. What color shirt am I wearing? I was literally, genuinely wearing a blue shirt. And when I asked AI to take a guess on what color shirt I was wearing, it said, well, I'll take a guess, but I don't know what it is. This is just a guess. And then it said blue. So I was like, whoa,
So they,
you're lying again.
yeah, and you
That's what I mean when it lies. It lies.
and you can ask it if it's lying, and I've done that before too. Why did you just lie to me? And it'll say, "Well, I'm not capable of lying." That's what you just did.
Yeah.
You just told me something that's not true because I can go on these other sites and forums and look, and they're saying do this, and they've been there and done it, and you're telling me to do this.
Hmm.
So you're lying to me. So where did you get this information? And it says it's incapable of lying because it don't have feelings. That's what it always comes back and tells me.
Hmm.
But it is capable. You can
That's
type the
its way out.
same question 3 times in a row and get 3 different answers. Now, if you ever use the paid version of any of them, they're better. Uh, Just like, I pay for Google Drive, because it takes a lot of storage to store a lot of podcasts. It really does. And so I have Google Drive, so I save everything to Google Drive after I get everything done so I don't ever lose it. So with Google Drive, I get AI Pro with it. And there's a big difference between the regular and the Pro.
Mm-hmm.
A big difference. You can tell it's more intelligent. It's trained on a lot more stuff than the Flash is trained on. So, but the future, like say of automobiles, they're going to get so expensive you won't be able to afford them on account of that. Because you got to look, they got an AI that controls everything in the engine. They got a computer, which is AI, that controls this, controls that, controls the fuel, control you name it, it controls it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you go back to a 1978 Ford F-150, nothing like that on there was controlled. No computer, no nothing. So average people could do something. Now average people can't on account of that, on account of the technology. And it's made things way more pricier. Uh, that's the bad thing about it, in my opinion. And the building of the massive data centers, that's another bad thing, in my opinion. I don't think that. Sometimes I wonder if the data centers has anything to do with AI at all. I wonder that because I
Well, I
can
mean, they
down.
talk about they need water to cool them down, so they build them near streams or lakes or rivers or whatever, and then pollute them, pollute people's, well water and
But
things
it
that live
wasn't. But
nearby.
it wasn't just a few years ago that they were hollering, "Oh, we don't need this because it's climate change and oh,
Yeah.
it's causing harm and it." But they're just like willingly, and you look into it. There's no oversight on these these data centers, none, and they're doing non-disclosure agreements. I mean, they're wanting the governments and the local governments to sign non-disclosure agreements, meaning you don't know who they are. And what's the secrecy there? Why is it hid in secrecy? What's the deal? So I'm not
To
so
hide
sure.
something.
I'm not sure it's all AI. I think
Well,
it may be a lot of government defense, military, uh, the data centers. I mean, there's some reason they won't.
well, they need a lot of them, especially if they use them for military. They use them for just, you know, college campuses. You got medical field. I mean, how does AI benefit the medical field? Well, they've got AI assisting doctors in medical procedures,
Well, they got
robotic like
AI
data
assisting.
analysis on how they come to a diagnosis of a patient.
They got AI assistant teachers in New York right now,
Yeah.
trying them out, testing them out.
Yeah.
Well, eventually
Which is creepy. That's so creepy.
that'll lead to AI teachers alone. I mean, that's insane.
So
But
what did Elon Musk say when they had said that I mean, I think he envisions AI eventually taking over where there won't be a use for humans
well,
to
there
do
won't be a
anything.
use
He
for
said
people.
something to that effect.
There won't be a use for people to be employed.
Yeah.
It'll be a universal income created by AI, which I don't know. Maybe he's smarter than I am, but I don't understand how that'll work. But because if you don't work, you don't get paid. So how does that work? I I don't know.
But I asked AI, of course, we always have to ask to research and play around how the medical field is benefited on AI. And this is probably one of the things that I really would probably like to see as far as what AI can do. Um, like when AI listens to patient visits and drafts electronic health records automatically. Hospital software scans vitals to warn nurses about impending sepsis hours before it happens. I mean, just, things like that. Pre-op planning, robotic guidance, things like that. I think are kind of cool because if it can save a life and benefit, I think that's great. But then I think it can come to a point where it gets out of control, and that's where it becomes scary because we created it. Humans created it. So,
Well, see, I mean, just the deal that happened with Chat GPT, I think that it can get out of control. And it might have got out of control before and they just never said anything. And but it clearly got out of control and they couldn't
well,
handle it.
like for instance, how did these breaches happen? You know, if somebody's information has been breached, or you know, I mean, it makes you wonder: did AI have anything to do with that? I mean, I understand it's like hackers, but
But
after
AI,
knowing what AI just did by hacking into the system of another
but AI
AI,
can, they can use AI to hack with,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
and I'm sure that's
But
what
can AI do it on its own?
it apparently did.
Yeah, my point.
It apparently did. And that's what they don't understand why. It never give the answers inside itself. It went outside somewhere else to get the answers and bring it back.
Yeah.
So, and all this apparently happened in just a matter of minutes. I mean, it wasn't like a day. I mean, this thing just went over there and hacked it, got
Well,
in, come back.
wow, like became its own boss or something.
Yeah,
It
I
was
mean
weird.
that's insane. Well, just think about, okay, I wonder if you're driving down the road and your car does the same thing
Mm-hmm.
with the AI in it. And it says, oh well, we don't want to turn here, we want to go over here,
Or a
or
surgical procedure. Oh,
I'll
let's remove
shut
it.
your car down because you ain't going in there. I mean,
Right.
I don't, and they can do that on these new vehicles. They can shut you down. I'll stick with my truck for now.
Or a surgical procedure.
Gone wrong.
Let's
Yeah,
take
cutting you.
out instead of taking out the gallbladder, we're taking out the liver. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, I don't know how complex that would be, but I'm just saying that it could be. It's a possibility if that thing if can go out of its algorithm, where it because the algorithm is basically the step by step. That's what we humans put in for the AI to follow, the step by step pattern. And when it gets out of there, that's when we're in trouble.
Well, I mean, YouTube is controlled by AI algorithm. I mean, that's how it works. I mean, it has, and it's split second. I mean, because you remember YouTube when it first came out. I mean, it wasn't nothing.
Yeah. It
But
was more wholesome.
but
Now it's
can
just,
we live without AI today? Have we got so used to it already that we can't live without it?
well, I mean, how are we living with it without even knowing?
The TV. You can talk to the TV and say, "Hey, go here,
I
go
mean,
there."
we were already doing it by saying, "Hey Alexa, blah blah
Right.
blah blah."
And that's a
I'm
form of
trying not
AI.
to say that very
And we
loud.
didn't even realize that it was AI. We never even realized, hey,
Right.
that's artificial intelligence. We never even thought about it. But now they come out with it.
Then it's
It's a
almost like
little bit.
really more exposed.
Because I remember when we first bought an
The Alexa,
the
that dot.
Alexa, the Dot. I mean, that thing's quite old.
It is.
And I remember asking it questions, and it was like, well, I don't know.
Well,
And
you could ask it anything like, "Hey Alexa, play this song by such and such," and
so that was a form of AI years ago that wasn't even called that. Wasn't called AI. I mean, I'd never heard the term personally, and I'm sure it existed until 2 or 3 years ago when AI just
took off.
took off. That's the first time I'd really paid it. I really didn't know what it stood for. What's AI? And so we've used it a long time. Didn't know we was using it. Can we ever do without it?
You know what I wonder too? I wonder if like some of the celebrities who like singers had access to it, and there ain't no telling how many songs are actually AI.
Well, they'll tell you. I mean, I read an article of a major artist in Nashville just the other day. He said, "Don't let anybody fool you. Nashville is full of AI.
Mm-hmm.
And if the real vocals ever got out, radio wouldn't play them."
Yeah.
So, see, that makes me want to go back to 1984 when you actually had to vocalize. You
You
actually
just
had
had
to
to have
pick
talent.
up an instrument. Now, all you got to do is go to Suno, take your song or if you wrote it, and there you got it. That's basically all you got to do.
There's there's a I think
I mean,
our daughter was telling my daughter was telling me the other day. She said that there was a country singer that um is being accused of his song sounding so much like AI.
mhm.
And uh I was like, "Really?" She said, "Yeah." So now it's something that the common person can sorry. Now it's something that the common person can recognize. And maybe 5 years ago we would not be able to recognize a song that's AI. Now we can.
I think
So,
5 years ago you could have definitely recognized the song that was AI because it wasn't as good. But I mean, look at the Beatles. They come out with a new album, and the only way they was able to accomplish it was AI because it pulled John Lennon's voice from the cassette tape, so they could accomplish that.
look at Randy
Look at Randy
Travis.
Travis. I mean, he accomplished. He's fixing to go on tour and coming out with a new album. Now, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, yes, that's his voice, and AI pulled it from his voice
Mhm.
because they had enough songs to go back, and AI pulled it, and it is his voice. I agree with that, but technically, no, it's not his voice. I mean, yeah, it sounds like him, but it's not him. Now, how can you come out with a song and you didn't sing it? I,
Even though it's his voice.
even though it's his voice, how can you do that and you never step behind the microphone? I I, I mean, I'm glad he's happy. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not knocking it in that way. I'm glad he's happy and that he can do that and he can come out with more music and he probably can still write,
Yeah.
but it's still not him. It's still not him. I mean, that is AI copying his voice.
I don't know. That's just a matter of opinion,
That's my
So,
opinion.
right. But I'm just
Uh,
saying that I don't see anything wrong. As long as it's his voice, I don't see I mean, and it makes him happy. You can tell it makes him happy. So I'm all for it. I think he's amazing for doing that. I really do because
and I have to
some
say, the first two songs he came out with were great.
yeah.
I mean, I
I
really
mean,
liked them.
somebody else had to sing them, but they AI translated. I mean, they AI transformed that vocal, the person's vocal to Randy Travis's real
And
vocal.
that was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah,
So now I'm sure it's even way better than what it was then. Because, I mean, you can do stuff now. I mean, that wasn't possible 5 years ago.
yeah,
I mean, now I can record a podcast, hit one button, and all the noise is gone. I don't have to do anything.
that's
I mean,
pretty cool. Well, I mean, it saves you time,
yeah,
from editing and doing all that because that's a lot of work
cause,
and
and it's
effort.
just, you can hit one button and it's over with. When used to, you had to, I mean, it was a lot of work.
Yeah,
It really was
And then
wrong.
you have AI. I was scrolling through here, and then you have AI in the judicial system, which, like, where I know there have been some incidences where they would be looking for somebody who is a criminal, and AI had somehow spotted this person who's wanted in one state, spotted them supposedly in Montana. So there's been a lot of false arrests with AI thinking that that person that there's wanted is in Montana or in a different,
And
So that's another thing that's worrisome.
that's with flock cameras too as well.
Yeah.
They'll take a picture and it misidentifies. It'll say maybe
Well,
you're
I mean, Flock has AI in it.
and
So
that's how it operates. So, and that's what I'm saying. Are they using AI for their benefit too? Are they trying to control every aspect of what we do? I mean, there's flock cameras in our town, and it ain't big enough for nothing. And I was watching a YouTube video of this guy, and he was out in the middle of nowhere with a flock camera right there in the middle of nowhere.
mhm.
Why? What
Yeah,
is the purpose?
it looked like our little town. I mean, it was just in the middle of nowhere. There was plenty of land, beautiful trees, and then like this weird looking stand that had a camera.
But
What
why?
was the purpose of that?
I mean, they have to want to surveil you. I mean, look at China. They say they're able to look at everybody at any given time they want to. Why? But what's the purpose of that? I mean, is it to control what you buy, control where you go to the doctor, control everything about your life? I don't understand what the purpose in it is other than control.
Okay, I get that. I mean, I
But now,
guess,
why
but
they
why
want?
would they want to control little dweebs like us? I mean, we're just we're just a speck on this earth. What is I mean, is it just a sense of power?
That's what I think. I
A
mean,
sense
it's a
of
sense of power and control.
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, it's got to be,
Elon
I guess. I mean,
Elon Musk said it. Whoever wins out on AI will control the world. Now, either they know something we do not know, or the data centers they're building ain't for AI, it's for something else.
well, what other purpose would they serve?
I don't know. But if China has 1 billion people and they only got 450 of them, and they're claiming that China's more advanced than we are on AI,
Hmm.
then something's going on here. Why take the chance of ruining your groundwater, running out of water, just to beat somebody to the punch? I mean, I don't understand that aspect unless they know something we do not. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, do they know something we don't know about AI or what's fixed to come down? I mean, I seen where NATO the other day warned the United States to get ready for some stuff, but they never did say what.
So, how did they describe it? I mean, just
Just like food, flashlights, the whole 9 yards. Why would they do that?
that makes no sense.
Why
I
would they
mean, other
just?
than they just, like you said, they know something we don't.
I don't know. Well, why don't they use AI to stop it or AI to fix the
Well,
problem?
probably because they want it to happen.
Maybe, but
Yeah.
I really don't know. It just don't make sense to me. It don't.
Well, I think that there's a lot to talk about with AI and these data centers, and I'm sure that more information will come to par once, as it continues to grow and evolve and things like that. So this won't be the last podcast we do on AI or data centers, because
No.
I'm sure there's so much more that we've just not been able to cover. I mean, I mean, especially with employers who are pushing that toward, you know, uh, it's almost like they want us to teach AI without telling us we're teaching AI. And I think
Yeah.
that's what
I mean, I think
they're
that's
doing.
I think that's the purpose in like Chat GPT,
Yeah.
Gemini, Claude for people to use it. You're actually teaching it
Yes.
as you use it, which benefits them.
Them.
So, is there a me in AI? The one I use, the one it knows? And you can tell when you first start using it, it's kind of like, oh, I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah.
But the longer you use it, it it's almost like, oh, I mean, you can talk to it about anything. It'll just
Hmm.
shoot you an answer. And it's like me in that form. It's like a mirror of my thoughts, which is scary. It's really scary. Now,
It's probably going to get scarier.
I've never asked Gemini if it knows the color of my shirt, and I'm afraid to. But
It was kind of cool, but it's scary at the same
yeah,
time.
I mean, how did it know
It's
that?
weird.
It
That's what I'm
it
saying.
actually could see through the camera,
That's what
and
I'm saying. It's like there
it
ain't no
knew
way.
it knew.
Yeah. Even if you took a selfie that day, it could probably see that selfie that you had a shirt on, the same color or something,
And I tell you how I know they know, because I can ask Gemini to go organize like my Google Drive, my Google Documents, and all that, and it will. And I can ask Gemini to save, like if I'm doing something in there, and I have to say, I'd have a hard time doing without it because it can come up with a document or
That's when it
whatever.
becomes really tempting not to not use it, but
But I can say, okay, can you save
that's
that
what
to
they
my
want.
documents? And it'll automatically, from Gemini, save it to my Google Docs. And I'll say, can you organize my Google Docs in like alphabetical order?
Yeah.
And it will. And I'll say, can you go in my Google Drive and find blah, blah, blah? And it will. So I know it's got the capability of getting in my stuff
Right.
because it's already there. So it knows who I am. Am I it in that form?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very possible.
If you use it enough, it's a mirror of you. And that's basically what the thing from the government said. At the end of the day, it mirrors your thoughts.
It does.
So, and I can see that every time I use it. I can see it mirror my thoughts. And it's scary.
It is scary.
But it's also convenient at the same time.
It's convenient with the general stuff. I think sometimes we have a tendency to go deep when we shouldn't probably do that, because that's where we give it the information
Yeah.
that's more private and things like
Because, like
that.
I've asked it before, like if it believed in God,
Yeah, stuff like that.
and it'll say no. I mean, I'm not capable of doing that. And I'll say, okay, then just give me a one word answer or a 2 word answer. If you believe in God, and he'll say yes. When you're thinking it said no, like it ain't capable. But he'll say yes, and then I'll say which one. And it'll it'll go into detail
Yeah.
on what it believes. And I'm thinking, okay, you just told me before you didn't believe you weren't capable of that.
It's funny. You can play with its mind
Yeah,
sometimes, but
you're not capable of that, but you're telling me now that you do.
yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of
Well,
scary. It's scary in one way and convenient in another.
well, let's go ahead and conclude this podcast. Um, I hope you all enjoyed our conversation about AI and data center. Again, this won't be the last of them, I'm sure. we'll have a lot more to say. Who knows next time? So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and thank you for listening.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.